Oh, absolutely not. That's better. Oh, look how nice and clean it looks now. So beautiful. Anyways, this is my newest addiction. True, very true. But this is my newest addition to the collection. It is a 2016 MacBook Retina. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna need to replace the screen if I keep doing that. Look at it, it's so skinny and so nice and slim, and open it on up, and you can see it right there, MacBook. Yep, this is just a plain old MacBook, and it is beautiful. I really like the way this thing looks, actually. I'm a huge fan of it. I think it looks very nice, and it looks very simple, and I love it. Of course, that opinion isn't shared by everyone, as I can go over here. But for the most part, I love this thing, personally. Ever since I found out about it not too long ago, I was like, I need to get one of those in my life. And the reason is because no one likes them except for me. And the reason that no one liked them is actually a pretty good reason. There's the I/O. Yep, that's all of it there, if my phone will focus up on it. Oh, hello. She's having problems here, but you can probably still see it. Yep, one port. One singular port. And I know what you're thinking, what about the other side? That has to have more. Headphone jack. That's it. This thing only has one USB-C port and nothing else. And for that, people hated it. Also, it was very underpowered. So, yikes. Yeah, it was bad. But if we come over here to the good old iMacs, we can see the specifications for this thing. And yeah, it came in rose gold, space gray, gold, or silver. I really wanted a gold one because it looks so good. But this one is the rose gold color, if you can't tell. Which, back in these days, Apple was obsessed with painting everything rose gold. You got a Retina display, not first MacBook with it, but it did have a Retina that's how it was known by everyone. It's just the Retina MacBook, because it wasn't a MacBook Air, and it wasn't a MacBook Pro, so it was just MacBook, Retina MacBook. And you can see the resolution there, and the 16:10 aspect ratio. Nice. The processors you could get was the 1.2 gigahertz Core M3 or something. Or you could get a dual core Intel Core i5. You could, this must be the later ones. Yes, this is the later ones. This one does not have either of those, I was about to say. This one actually has a 1.2 gigahertz Core M5. If we click about this Mac, you can see that here. Oh, maybe if it'll focus up. I want autofocus back, but it's not giving it to me. Look, 1.2 gigahertz dual core Intel Core M5 with 8 gigs of RAM. And yeah, Intel HD graphics. Good luck getting a GPU in that. But if we come over here, you can see that you can option it up to a dual-core i7. Ooh, very cool. All at extremely low clock speeds, though, of 1.4 gigahertz, which is not fast. Wow, you can get these things with 16 gigs of memory. That's crazy to me, actually. And then the storage, you have 256 or 512. This one actually has the 512, which is cool. And of course, you have everything else. USB-C port. Singular USB-C port. Isn't that great? This guy, we will open it up here and I will show you a little more about this thing. All right, as you can see, she's opened up now and ready to go. So, first thing I want to say about this thing is that this was the introduction to a very infamous piece of technology that didn't go over well, much like the rest of this entire MacBook. And that was the butterfly keyboard. Yes, this guy had the butterfly keyboard, and oof, what a disaster that thing was, am I right? I'm very glad they didn't make these butterfly keyboards too, because that would have been tragic. Because, yeah, this with a butterfly keyboard, that's just undeserving. It really is. But this introduced the butterfly keyboard, which honestly, it feels terrible to type on. I'm downloading Cinebench here, and it just feels horrible to type on. I don't know what they were thinking when they even introduced this thing, but the keys all have no travel. It's very vague, and ugh, it's just no good. But yeah, on top of that, it also fails, so that's cool. So I'm waiting for the day that this thing fails, and then I'll have to replace it, which will be awesome. But as of now, it doesn't really matter too much because everything's in working order. It all feels good and stuff like that. Unlike the shitbox Mac that Justin has, that one, the butterfly keyboard is on its way out actively, so that's cool. Anyways, I've come to the MacBook Air here because I want to compare. I want to compare what this thing is dimension-wise to the MacBook Air. And of course, we can compare Mac models here. My MacBook Air. We'll do, wait. Yeah, MacBook Air M3. Why not? It doesn't even matter. And then we'll do MacBook Air Intel 2017. Because that was what was out when this thing was out. And then I'll do, we have just MacBook. Can I do just the MacBook? No. Literally no. Oh, that's annoying. That's really annoying. But this thing was in 2017. It's so annoying. Urgh. Okay. Oh well. We can do this then. MacBook Retina. And then we'll just go to technical specifications. And we can see, I want to see dimensions and stuff. Size and weight. There it is. Okay. Cool. So let's come back over here and see the dimensions of these guys. Yeah. 13.3 inch display on that. That must have been massive compared to these. You can see 2-core CPU for that. Intel graphics. 8 gigs of memory. This one you can actually option up to more than 8 gigs, which I find insane, but, you know, go off. Let's see here. You could get the 1.8 gigahertz dual-core i5, or you could get the 2.2 gigahertz dual-core i7. So both processors, much better than what came in this thing, of course. And yeah, surprisingly, this MacBook doesn't come standard with 128. It came standard with 256, which I find funny. Size and weight, here we go. So the height of this thing was 0.1 to 0.6 inches, which is very, very slim. However, the height of this one was 0.14 to 0.52. Which makes this thing a little shorter overall, which is crazy because the MacBook Air was such a small device, especially that generation MacBook Air. We can see the width is 11.04. That doesn't really matter because this is a bigger device, 12.8. Depth 7.74 inches, and the depth of this is 8.94. Again, very small. The weight of this MacBook Air was 2.96 pounds, and the weight of this thing was just 2.03, which kind of put a little bit of confusion in the eyes of some people, because when you would talk about this thing, you would expect it to be the smaller one. It's like, oh, the MacBook, that obviously is going to be the size in between the MacBook Pro and the MacBook Air, because the MacBook Air is the small one. But no. This was the small one. This was the really slim and light one. And yeah, people, it was a little confusing, honestly, for people. So, rightfully so, of course. And then, of course, you have the other ones here where you might have been reading already, but these things, they don't even, wait, what? 0.44 inches and 0.45? Never mind. Wait, the new MacBook Airs are that skinny? That's crazy. Wow. Okay. Well, they're still not as light though. They're still not as light. 2.7 pounds. But yeah, that is crazy to me. Anyways, coming back to the good old Retina MacBook here. You know what this didn't have that these guys do have? They have ports. Look at that. A Thunderbolt 2 port. Don't know why I'm dyslexic all of a sudden. 2 USB-A ports and a SD card reader. And then these guys both have 2 Thunderbolt, but 4 USB 4 ports, which is all in the form of USB-C, of course. So yeah, all pretty heavily equipped compared to this good old Retina MacBook, which is okay. And now it is downloaded, so let's do a Cinebench run. I have a feeling we're gonna be here for a while. Well, that was about the longest Cinebench run ever, dude. That took like over an hour to complete. All that power and performance. 93 points. Oh gosh, for reference, I gotta pull up this device was sold in 2017. This MacBook was. This iMac was also sold in 2017. And come on, dude. Come on. I don't know how much these things were brand new. I'm gonna guess probably around $1,000 just because that's what Apple liked to charge for everything. So, yeah, I'm gonna guess these were probably over $1,000 for this one specifically anyway. So let's just get Cinebench open on the iMac just because I always have to compare what the deal is with it. Honestly, that time lapse was so long, I'll probably have to speed it up even in editing. Oh my gosh, dude, that's crazy. Come on now, there we go. If we come down here, you can see Intel Xeon W2140B got 620. That's the base model processor, and this guy, good old 8-core CPU. And yeah, it absolutely destroyed the MacBook here. Oh man, I did that with the MacBook too that I was repairing. I compared the scores and stuff, and man, that thing was slow too. But they did make something powerful back in the day, just so it's known. Yeah, and also you can see here, Apple M1, that gets a 509. So if you wanted to compare this thing to that. Just feeling it and stuff, it is warm to the touch. It's been off for a while now, the Cinebench has. And, yeah, we're at 44 degrees. And I'm sure that thermal throttled absolutely crazily. Which, yeah, I need to shrink this window down a bit and get it to the proper size so it actually fits. Maybe. Why? Does it just not want to fit? That's crazy. Anyways, that's not important. What is important is this thing's really slow. And also, I was trying to mess with the charger on it, but like during the run, and because I was like, man, I don't want this thing to die. But it's very loose, and it just, as you can see, it's not even charging. It's not even trying to charge. Yeah, so I don't know what that's going to be about. Hopefully I can find a USB-C cable in here that will charge the thing. But, yeah. For now, that's the Cinebench run. So I don't know what I'm going to use this thing for. I'm probably just going to use it for YouTube in bed or something like that, because it is so lightweight and it does have a good screen on it still, that it can easily do that stuff. And also it's passive cooling, so there will be zero noise to it. But yeah, that's an introduction to this thing. It's awesome and I love it, even though it is pathetically weak. Oh boy. Anyways, guys, hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, because I love reading all of the comments. And, of course, I'll have another video out next week. See ya!